André, good evening. You're training tonight for the round the world by spending the evening in the cockpit. Would you be able to show us around?
I will try, yes, with pleasure. Welcome. So this is the place where we'll stay for the longest time, up to 5 days, 5 nights. So it's full of instruments. It's full of equipment to help the pilot to survive at high altitude. You see oxygen bottles behind me. You see oxygen mask here that we need to wear when we fly at high altitude. And you see everything which regulates the supply of oxygen. What you also can see here is what we need to make this airplane fly. So you have the activation of the 4 electric motors here, a little bit in the same way as you have in normal aircraft. Of course, we have many systems to protect the electric circuits. You see a lot of these here, so that's quite a complex systems because the airplane needs really to be reliable when we fly so many hours in a row. Normally you fly 12 hours. If you need to change something, you land, you replace the parts, and then you take off again. Here we can't because we fly over the water. And then we have navigation instruments, which are here in the center, which is something which is pretty standard. And what is really special are these 2 computers, and especially the left one, which manages the entire systems, the solar cells, the batteries, the electric motors. So that's something we had to develop for our own purpose, based on our technology, and which is extremely important, of course, for the pilots. Interestingly, all this information you can see here is downloaded to the ground through a satellite system. So we are alone, but on the ground we have a big team in the control center, and that's like a virtual co-pilot, so a displaced co-pilot, but which can see everything that happens in this airplane and give very important advice to the pilot if something difficult would happen.
And the longest flight is 5 days and 5 nights. Just how extreme is that as a challenge for the pilot?
Well, it's very new. Nobody has been flying so long. I think the longest flight as a single pilot was something like 2.5, 3 days. It was Steve Fawcett. We did it a few years ago. So we are in unknown territory. That's something we have to explore. We train quite a lot in the flight simulator. We train in this environment. I'll be spending the night here and looking at how all this functions, getting used to this environment. The ergonomy of all the systems, because at the end it has to be comfortable, and if it starts to hurt you after a few hours, that's going to be too painful. So it's really worthwhile to invest some time to prepare that. That's what we're currently doing.
Fantastic. André, thank you so much. Have a good night in the cockpit. Thank you.
Same to you. Bye-bye.